Hello Flosstube, it's Debbie from Australia, and starting videos is very hard. I have now lost count the number of times I've started. I am here for my April 2021 cross stitch update to share with you my progress on various whips. This month I only had 2 starts. I had 6 finishes and I managed just over 30,000 with 30,023 stitches for the month. I worked on 16 projects, 3 of which I was inspired by Lorna from Ladybird Stitches and Kelly from Animal Instincts to drag out my long dogs because they had not been worked on for quite some time. I'll start with, though it's May, yesterday was Mother's Day, and I have to show you one of the gifts I got. Those that know me, my cat's name is Darcy, and my daughter had a mug made for me. That is my Darcy. I call him First Body. And on the back, my good opinion once lost is lost forever. But I think he is just gorgeous. She put the quote on in case I wasn't sure what it was, but I knew exactly who it was when I saw it, and I think it's absolutely fabulous. I will put that away so it doesn't go near the stitching. Okay, let's start with whips. The first one for the month, they're not in order, they're in alphabetical order, is Long Dogs from Long Dog Sam's Anzak. It is a lovely pattern. I waited a long time to get my hands on the material. No, the thread. It was just before the pandemic, but it had to come from America, I think. Again, the colour main, colour is going to come out. This is my Anzak. I am not quite down to the bottom, down here, not quite to the bottom, but this month I got the ships and the other kangaroo done. I think I was up to, I just finished the dragon and his fire when I had this out for 24 hours of cross stitch in January. So I got the ship and some of the seas. I intend to get down to that corner and I've got to pull them out a bit often. They're very enjoyable to stitch with. I really love it. The thread is called camo. It's not quite what I thought it would be. I was hoping for like army colours, but it still looks pretty good and I'm happy with it. So that's Anzak. I'm going to have to adjust the chair, sorry. Got rid of the squeaky one, but now I can't turn. Again, if you're regular, there's no bed behind me anymore. We've taken the bed away. The second little grandson is old enough to sleep in his old bed, so I'm going to get some bunks in here, but probably over here behind the door rather than behind me so it doesn't close the room off so much. I may even swap this around into the other corner, but I'm going to play with it on paper before I do all the moving. So I've got to drag the table out to put everything on. The second whip I worked on this month is B by Lorna Laine, artwork by Lorna Laine, charted by Gecko Rouge. Again, this was a Kelly from Animal Instinct. Enabling. I just loved it. I just loved it. I've always liked bees, probably because I believe my name Debbie or Deborah is Hebrew for bee. I think Melissa is Greek for bee. But I do know mine's something like that, busy as a bee. In fact, I'm allergic to it. I don't care. I still love them. Okay, here is where I am up to. I decided to try and get a bit more colour, get away from the bee. Put that in there. There is a little bit down here, but not a terrible lot. I just thought it would be nice if I could get it straight in the screen to get a bit more colour. The pink over here is the edge of the page on that side. So that's a little bit exciting. And I might even come over to this side and see if I can get that. So at least I've got a width. It is longer than it is wider, but I think I'm close to finishing that flower. But there is a lot of stitches. This is being done on 20 count white Aida. There is a lot of work done in those wings. I don't know if it's going to focus for you, but there is a lot of filling. There's still a lot to go. And I started this one on the 16th of April 2020, and I always love to get it out. Next is the beautiful Bellatrix. Come on. There we go. Come on. She's lovely. She's lovely. I'm doing this as part of the sale with Julie from Kansas School and Colorado World. It was done for her birthday sale. Next page. This is where I am up to. That is the fabric. I do love the fabric. I have a feeling it's not quite straight, and it obviously is not quite straight down the bottom there. I've done the two outside edges just to make sure it would fit. Come on. I have done the inside of the window. That is all done. I decided to do the outside. Again, if you've watched my videos, I tend to do the borders first because there's nothing worth being finished all the pretty stuff and only having borders to go. So I tend to try and do those. I do get some more of the skirt done down the bottom, and I do, let me fold this in half. This candle, I mean the charting. Bella Filipina, I should have said that. This is from Bella Filipina. Look at the candle. Go on, focus. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Can't wait to get back to that one. Like I said, part of Bellatrix birthday sale started on the 29th of the 1st, 2021. And this is 28 count Stormy Sky from Sew It All in Australia. It is opalescent, and I think you're getting a little bit of the shine in there, which is going to be lovely. It's going to be lovely. Next is my second long dog. This is Krozwyrd. This is being done on 40 count white opal, and here's the top. Here's the top. So I've only got to come over here and down, and just above Eva is where I've recharted some initials in place of the fish. Not sure that's where it is. So just above the Eva, there's a fish. I'm going to chart some initials in there. I started this on Christmas Day 2019. Really, you'll see the before and after. I actually did the stitching for April in this one. I try every time I pick up a WIP is not to put it down until a minimum of 1200 stitches are done, whether it takes 1 night, 2 nights or 3 nights, that's how it is. This one got its stitches, And then I was on the Zoom stitch and I'd forgotten I'd already done it, so we got 2 lots. But it's not a bad thing, and it does, even though it looks complicated, it is a really easy stitch and it's lovely. I have not got this in Pattern Keeper because there's a lot of back stitching and I like to do it as I go. This one is part of, and it's hard to get that glare out, Only 41 Sal with Kelly from Animal Instincts. Her Sal for her birthday. There he is, come on. Oops, if I know where the camera is. Isn't he beautiful? He is lovely. And anyone that's interested, he's showing up in Australia in the Fox Collection catalogue, but he is actually cheaper if you go to Mirkestikom, and the insert will have the name of the Etsy store. It is substantially cheaper if you go through them. This one, I got a fair bit done. Look at the wing. Oh, it's lovely. There are so many blends. I've got 2 monitors here and I'm truly hoping it's the top monitor because it's showing up so lovely. Showing up so lovely. He's going to be long. The piece of material is about, I don't know, nearly 5 feet. It's going to be quite wide. And I think he might be going across my hallway or across a mantelpiece when he's done. He's lovely. That's being done on 16 count Black Aida, which actually came with the kit, and I left it with the kit for the simple fact that, come on, there we go, for the simple fact that, you know, it was cut to size and it was just so long and skinny. I started on the 12th of the 2nd using the cord 4 threads, and there are a lot of blends, but it's just beautiful, just beautiful. Another start for Only 41s with Animal Instinct Kelly. He's the cutest little raccoon. Isn't he cute? This is from Nikkipattern on Etsy, and he is a little sweetie. And I keep having to look at the picture all the time because I think, oh, is he gonna look? Is he gonna look right? So that's where I'm up to. I'm sort of need to look at the picture to work out where you are, really. Top of his nose, so I should be coming down to his eyes this now soon. This is being done on 28 count Evenweave, and it is just a pleasure to stitch with. I forgot how nice Lorna is to stitch on. So easy. This one is in Pattern Keeper. You can't search, but it's still easier than marking it off, and you don't have to count because it counts it for you. And that was started on the 15th of February this year. My favourite, big favourite. Didn't take it out. Can I get away from the glare? Oh no, excuse the crinkle. There's always one I don't get out. I did all this packing and pinning and clipping and everything last night. By the time I was finished, it was 12 o'clock. I thought, you know what? It's far too late to be putting makeup on for the day. So I decided I'd watch Abby Totnot's live video. Oh, well, I didn't go to bed, I kept stitching. This is Take Wing by Mojo Stitches. Everyone loves Mojo Stitches, and they should. It is a beautiful, beautiful pattern. When I showed it last month, I'd actually included some of this month's stitching because I'd merrily kept going. That's the worst part when you can't keep stitching because you need to do your floss tube, but don't forget, if you get this, is on her blog she has a description of all the birds she has included. Look at the brolgas, look at the brolgas. I suppose they are like a crane. They're probably from the same family. Yeah, they are. The brolga must be one of the cranes we have here, and she's also included well, there's a few more birds there and a couple of plants. And it is interesting reading to see what they are. My favourite, of course, is the little fairy wren. I love the little fairy wren, or blue wrens. Better show you the stitching. This is my take wing. It is being done on 40 count lemon butter linen from JaysXstitch on Etsy. It is a natural dye. I started it on the 13th of March. The lovely Jo gifted me this chart and threads. I know Jo. We met at the Mirkestikom stitching group, and I love it. I love it. You can see the white of the brolgas in person, but I am actually thinking of using like a sewing thread, not a sulky, but just a very light solid thread, because I did the cockatoos, because I did the bushland on the same fabric. Everything else pops though. The emu, the little wren, it's just beautiful. Little galahs, kookaburras, it's just lovely. I really enjoy it. My third long dog. Templar Prophecy. I actually took it off the Q-snaps for you today and ironed it. I'm hoping, I bought this material for it. I gave the lady at the shop the dimensions, and that is the piece of material I was given. Now, for starters, I said I wanted a 2-inch hem, 3-inch hem, seam, but this is the far edge down here on this side, so there's definitely too much fabric on that side. I must admit, I did think it was very expensive, so I think it's probably, see, I think I'm going to have more fabric than what I really need, a lot more than what I really need. I'll put it back down like this so I can show you. That is where I'm up to. In the mock-ups you'll find I had to use 3 stitches to show you the before, because I was only taking stitches off my Q-snap. So it's a lot easier now I've done the colouring in. I don't have to sit there and think, well, if I do that then this colour's going to match up. Because as I said before, I'm using the variegated thread from, in that beautiful Celtic work on the side from Silk Sayu, PR161. It is being used on focus pieces, and then there are 3 greys that match up to, I really am not sure of the red flags, but you know, I can't take them out because the little test I did before, you take the red out and it's too late to sort of stain the fabric. But when the rest of it's there, maybe it won't be so obvious, and I'll just have to make sure I have balanced it at the top of the page somewhere. But that's Templar's Prophecy. That is being done on 40 count white linen, and I started, that was my new year, new start 2020. I really should have had it finished in the year. That one there is the season's I think it was the 2018 sale from Modern Folk Embroidery. I went to my first meetup at Canberra Stitches and both test stitches on Flosstube, and the lovely Liz, who does not do Flosstube, they were both doing it. Test 1/1. Liz, I believe hers was 1/2 on 36 count, maybe 40 count. I mean, and even when I got mine done, I mean, they're all so different. And then at the same sort of group of people, we've all used the PR124, which is on that one. One on beige, mine's on a tealy purple, and Liz was on a paler colour, and they it just shows you the different fabric, the difference it can make, the outcome of your project. Same thread, all different. This is the last whip I have to show you. This is my temperature project for 2021. It's a free pattern on Jardine Prive blog, and they're little. Oh, I did. I was going to say I didn't put a backing in there because it fits perfectly, and I think the whole year's going to fit perfectly in this Q-snap. I only got April done. Some of those April ones are the same colour, so the top and the bottom were in the same range. Like I said before, you're only looking like 4 degrees. You'll see in winter, Goulburn can get very cold, and we'll see what happens this year, but a lot of them are very close in their colours. I'm going to see if there's some way I can add the rainfall on this side, or haven't worked that out yet, but I haven't been recording it. I have taken this one to work, and I'm going to use this at work as one of the work projects I have. I usually stitch up to the 15th, on the 15th, and then the rest on the last day of the month. Last day of the month. Why did my room go dark? 22 count Aida, started on the 7th of January this year. I can't say I'll do it again, but it was nice to try it once. And like I said, I've got another, well, I've got May and June's bobbins ready, and I haven't done satin stitch. I have crossed them, but I am thinking, I must admit, come on, I am thinking I might actually go back maybe and satin stitch over the top, but they're showing up all right, and it's very cute. So those are all my whips. I did work on Stitch in Time, but that's my project for this month, so I'm not going to show it. I think I only got 700 odd stitches. I didn't do my month's worth normally because I knew this whole month was going to be on it, except for a few extras, and I'll show you those a bit later. I did say I had 2 starts. I had April from the Snowflower Diaries patterns, as well as a pattern called Thread Gathering by Little House Needleworks, and they're both in the finishes, so I'll show you the finishes. Please do not fall. Good. Now, you did see this one finished. This is Funky Menagerie by Lindy Stitches, and you did see this finished last month. But what I'm going to show you, I did hope to have it sewn, but that didn't happen. What I'm going to show you is the fabric I'm going to make the project back out of, and I think it will look, because it is funky fabric. Come on, it is funky fabric. It's got purples. Purples are not showing, but there are purples and blues, and it will go with, and I think will go with nicely with the purple and blues, and I'll make it up into the bag. There you can see a little bit of the pink now. That's Funky Menagerie, and that one I will be making into a project bag, and I'll probably flick it up and show you when I get it done. That was started on the 31st of the 12th 2020, only because in Australia we're sort of a day ahead of you, and it was finished on the 2nd of April this year. Snowflower Diaries, I am doing this project with, come on, you would think I know, with Kelly from Animal Instinct. We're getting close to a finish this month. Little buddy, this is April. Very, very sweet. We're both looking forward to June's, because I consider Bureau a big fat bear and some bees. So that's April done. And they're with those, I try and get them done, you know, in the first week or so of the month, so I know they're done and I'm not getting behind. I started that one on the 6th and finished on the 7th. They're a quick stitch. They're very cute and free, and below all the details that I talk about below, and the link to the blog is there as well. Number 3 finish. Strawberry Fields Forever from Blackbird Designs. Lovely, lovely pattern. I intend to do the whole series. Yes, come on, there we go. This is mine. I started on the 3rd of the 11th 2020, 3rd of November. I finished on the 19th of April. Only change I made, I didn't do the 1998, I put 2021. I couldn't find a significance of the 1998, and I put the initial instead of B. I put a D for Debbie, of course. This was a start and finish. Thread gatherer. This is the Watsy one, because it too is like a little house that I'll show you in a minute. Wherever these are, they're together, the originals. The only thing I'm disappointed with this one is, this was the one I wanted to do on the same fabric, the banding, damn banding, that I did the needleworker on. This is Thread Gatherer, and it is a very sweet pattern. It is very cute. I love the red. They're all call for colours because they came as a kit. I started on the 11th of April and I finished it on the 22nd. I actually wanted to do something and I hadn't done my last Flosstube, and I thought, oh, there must be something I can start, so I grabbed and started. It was a really quick finish. And from Little House Needleworks again, this is the library. Why are you not focusing today? And this is the big one finally finished. I'm so happy this one's finished. It is going to be hung above the big bookshelf in the hallway. The books are romance, mystery, western and classics, and the white was the way to go in the end. I unpicked all the others because they were only backstitched, so I unpicked them. The one I focused on this month was classics. Boat's lovely. Come on. I think I'm shaking too much. Show you the others. Romance and mystery with the light on the blackbirds sitting around at night looking at the house. The western, I love the white covered wagon, and the classics. And I was really excited because I thought I had a frame for it and missed by this much. That is done on 32 count vintage white antique ivory linen. Started on the 6th of November 2019, finished on the 21st of April 2021. Now I did ask the shell if I could slot in a photo of my other finish. One of the whips last month I didn't show you was the bottle stitching I was doing for Michelle from Punk Poodle Patterns. And it was Emilio's Specialty Butcher. And it comes in the same pattern. It is charted for organic and it is also charted for farm fresh, I believe. Michelle told me I could use a picture from her video, which I will insert, as well as an insert of one of the photos I took before I sent it back. She did say to make sure she was pulling a funny face, but I couldn't do it. Though I got a lot of funny faces because I'm doing screen capture. So yes, Michelle, there was a lot of funny faces and no, I wasn't going to use any of them. It was a lot of white, but you know, it was really enjoyable. I thought, you know, I never thought I'd be stitching bulls' private parts, but there you go. Here's a big bull. It was a very satisfying stitch to do, and thank you, Michelle, for letting me do that. I feel very honoured to do so. So those are my 6 finishes for the month. I have got some purchases, of course. I've already received, have I already received names? No, I haven't. It's a bit concerned I've lost some, but no, I haven't. There were other ones. These are Floss of the Month Gentle Arts, cast iron, butternut, what squash, buttermilk, Black Aida Scarlet, which is a beautiful red. I don't know if they're doing them justice. Briar Rose and Brethren Blue, which I believe is very hard to get your hands on in the US at the moment. Maybe you're getting stocks now because obviously some stocks have got over here. These are the Week's Diaworks for April. Very pretty colours. Come on, get them all in. I think I'm going to have a thing there that I can put my elbow on to stop it shaking as much, because the camera's up fairly high. Classic Colourworks. Very pretty. Boysenberry Jams, lovely. Up to last month. I actually gave it a try last month. I don't think I got it right. And tonight, nope, not going to come, because it is tonight, and it is. Oh, look at that. It's 20 to 10. I've only done a little bit of stitching. And last month I was saying, yay, they're not greens anymore, and look what turned up this month, green. Green. I'm going to have to do like some tie-dyed or some ombre, something they call it when it goes from light to dark, and use some of these. I might actually have to go to their colour chart and just see how many more green I'm going to get before I get another colour. Anyway, the threads of the month. Next, of course, Liz from Canberra Stitches. Saying X-Juve is lovely fabric, which I sort of knew it was. Thank goodness is that. Might be her. Oh, it is. Didn't know there was a receipt in there. This is called Deep Red. And it is deep red. This is 20 count Aida, because that was the only red they had. I thought, nope, I'm going to get that and see how long it takes here, and it only took 18 days, I think. And along with it, I got, oh, lucky this is here. Oh no, I wrote it down, I forgot. This is called Red Velvet Seam Binding. So I got 2 bundles of the Red Velvet Seam Binding to go with it. And she sent a cute little 14 count sample of white Mygar in Dove. Very cute. So that was from XStitch Designs. Then I hope you're sitting down. I got some Larry fabric. I got this from Stash Unload, and it might be slightly brighter than what I thought, but I'll find something. Don't worry, I'll find something. This is from Colour Cascade, and it's called Black Hold Sun. And I believe it is 16 count Aida. And I'll find something for it. Not quite sure yet, but I will find something for it. Something, you'll just find a pattern and it'll just go ping. I almost feel like putting this one in a frame. This is Zombie Blood. It's got a lot more purple than showing up, I think. More purple, that's probably better. This is Zombie Blood 16 count Aida from Sunny Dyes Fabric, and I thought it was gorgeous. And again, not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, but when the right pattern comes along, I'll have it. I'll be ready. And yes, more fabric from 123stitch. A lovely friend lent me her patterns of the Little Sheep Virtue patterns, so I got all the little buttons to go with it. And of course, when you send away, every time I go to 123stitch, I always get a piece of fabric just to see what the colour's like. This is 14 count Tempest. I only got 14 count because that's all they had. And it was just to see, and that's exactly what it's like. Just to see what it's like. And I do know Aida is probably a little bit darker than linen, but usually they're not too much different. So I always just get a small piece, which is enough to do a small, of course, just every time I get there, because it's only like $5 or so, so you know you've got it. My next I told you about last month, the lovely Jo from Mojo Stitches. Mojo Stitches. Thank you and happy stitching. And again, not out, no. That one's not opened. I got the lovely Sarah Hanlon. I love this one. And you know, I know Jo says that she sees them like chilies. I think they're chilies, and I love chilies. Sarah Hanley. I love it. I love those little, and I don't think they're misshapen rosebuds. I think they're chilies, and I think that's in a nice hot area that they eat a lot of chilies. So she's done them as chilies, and I love them. And if they're not chilies, they're lilacs, but no, they're chilies. They're going to be chilies. I intend to start this one next month, in the middle of next month, come rain or high water. The lovely Jay from JaysXstitch is going to dye me sometime this week, a piece of fabric to use. I had already ordered a 32 count, and I wanted on a 40, but I'd already ordered a 32 count piece earlier, so I put the threads on the 32 count. I think they're going to look lovely. So this is 32 count. I'll put the tag here. I didn't put the tag here. I put the tag, oh, there it is. This is 32 count vintage coffee. and they're all the cord for specialty fabric threads, and I think they're going to look lovely. On her blog, yet again, Joanna has put a story, all the details about Sarah, talking, you know, that she charted the mistakes the little girl did into it. So it's a proper reproduction of it. But also in there, Jo recommends that if you don't want to go the full specialty thread, which ones, and I think there's only 3 or 4, that she recommends if you definitely get clay pot, baked apple, barn door and sweetheart rose. No, they're not the ones. Come on. Or are they the ones? Okay. The ones she recommends you get are roasted marshmallow for the house, which is the creamy white there. Pine needles and chives. I think that's pine needles. I think that's chives. And I'm going to show you the word sneckly. And by doing that, you can cut down the costs and still get the effects, the main effects that you want. So every time she brings out a pattern, there's usually something in her blog explaining and giving you so much more detail. I always print it off so I can have it with the pattern. I think it is going to look lovely. I think it is going to look lovely. Now, the lovely Jo sent me a second one to give away tonight. So, if you would like to stitch Sarah, it'd be really nice if you stitched it with me starting next month. You don't have to. Once it's yours, it's yours. I've already typed up the insert I'm going to put in there. I believe I said, tell me your chili story. If you've got a funny chili or a story about chilies. Else, tell me if you like them or not. I like chilies. I like the heat from chilies. I can't, let me open mine. Because it's affectionately called the chili sampler. So I'm sticking with the theme. It is lovely. It is lovely. So if you would like to win a copy, a chance of winning a copy of this Sarah Hanley 1847, in your comments below, use the word chilies, CHILLIES, and I'll do a random comment checker on my next video. I'm glad I opened that one because I broke the bag. I made sure that that one remained unopened. And if you would like to join me next month, so be it. But if not, you'll have it when you're ready to start it. It is lovely, and I fully recommend. Her patterns are so easy to read. I love the extra detail. It's just lovely. Just lovely. And Jo, thank you. I know you say that I am kind, but you've got a very kind soul, and I really do appreciate it. That will be started next month, middle of the month, along with, I'm hoping, Punk Poodle Pattern's new pattern soon to be released. We've had a bit of a preview. I've been waiting for it for a long time. I've got the material ready. They will be my 2 starts definitely next month. Sorry, being June. So they're my purchases. Let me put that one aside. That's the winner chicken dinner one. So, like I said, thank you, Jo. Lovely, just lovely. Fun Poodle Patterns is also, if you want a preview, is JaysXstitch, and again, links below. In May, I am doing Monogamous May with a couple of extras. With Brenda and the Serial Starter, I can tell you it's the 10th of May. I have started Eleanor Rigby on the same fabric as Strawberry Fields as part of the BBD weekend sale, because I was due to start the next one soon and I was starting in May, and I thought, yes, why not? So I have started Eleanor Rigby, and I don't think she's going to take terribly much. There is more than one colour in there. You would think there wasn't. 2, 4, 5. So there's 5 different colours in there. It's not until you look closely you see it, and it is being done on the pink. That pattern does actually come in a pink conversion, but I wanted the dark pattern, and I'm just using the fabric to brighten it. Another start that I started, because I got, one weekend I went to my daughter's, they were talking about a movie they wanted to see, and I said, well, go, I'll stay with the kids. You know, it's only an hour drive home. And I didn't have any stitching in my handbag, and I couldn't believe it. So I started, and of course, because I love them, little blue wrens. This is just a little kit from DMC, and it's called Blue Wrens, I believe. I got my hand on it. Oh, it's got a tiny little name at the top, Blue Wren. So I have started those, and they're sitting in my bag all the time. So I went to the dentist if I want to do some stitching at work, and it's not the temperature chart. So that one was a start for May. And tonight I started with the lovely Lorna from JaysXstitch. Is An Evening in the Shire from Cute Patterns from Maria. If you have a look at this, and hopefully again it will focus. It is only the clouds and the gold and a couple of grey, the darker grey bits that are cross stitched. The rest of it's all back stitch. Be it 1 strand, 2 strands, or 3 strands. So it may not take long, I don't know. Laura started it this afternoon because she started her maternity leave. I started it just before tea. I think I got, obviously, the yellow from the lantern here is just about done, and god damn it, excuse the language, that window. So it may not take long, and I love the fabric I had for that one. Are they the only ones? So they're the only stitching, except for the temperature chart, that I'll be doing in May, because everything else will be done on a stitch in time. Because I cross stitch online with Amanda and Kelly. Amanda from Pennington Terrace, the lovely Anne, Kelly, and Saturday night I think also Liz was there, and Amanda does a lot of full coverages, and they're just beautiful, so you should go and nick over there, as does Kelly. They've got some lovely full coverages going, and the lovely Anne sent us a spreadsheet that you type in the number of stitches to see how long it's going to take. And when mine said it was going to take me 19 years, I decided, you know what, I'm doing monogamous May, and I'm going to try and get a fair few stitches in there. Okay, all the Flosstubers I mentioned are below, along with the names and the patterns, fabric, and on the finishes where I got them from. Don't forget to enter the giveaway. Side note, on Saturday I met up with Gail. Oh, Gail. I'm going to keep talking while I quickly look for, I think it's just Gail. Come on. Gail on YouTube. You put one up tonight. I know you put one up tonight. Oh, I can't believe it. You know, it's just getting old. Go away, Gail. Gail, where are you? Gail Phillips. Yes, it's just a name. Gail Phillips on YouTube. We had a lovely lunch. There was going to be more of us, but there was hopefully a mild COVID scare in Sydney, so some of the ladies didn't come down and others couldn't make it. So it ended up just her and I, and we had a lovely lunch, and then we went our separate ways, and it was really nice to catch up, because I think it'd been a while since I've seen Gail. We sort of chat a lot on YouTube and through Instagram, but a physical catch up is always very nice. So yes, Gail, it was a lovely lunch. Let's hope we can have everyone there next time we try and arrange it. I think that is it. I am hoping I haven't forgotten anything. I will put a card in there about the giveaway. I will I'll either record the winner, or I'll see if I can do it online with this for the Sarah Hanley 1847 chart. Other than that, thank you for your time. Hope you're all well and stay safe. Thank you. Bye.